Hello humans, Dragon Duelist Girl here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve. And today I'm going to be looking at Lair Vampires, or Vampire Lair, or Edge Control 10,000. And what we've got here is what I've been formulating this mom spaghetti as. I'm not quite sure how to call it, but it's pretty much just Lair. But instead of all the Lair instead of just focusing on Lair, I wanted to mishmash. Because one of the problems with Lair is that it's not even a deck on its own. It's just an engine. And, like, you need something to go with it. And I was thinking, what's a good dark deck that gets a lot of special summons and advantage? And could, like, search negations or setup. And I was testing vampires earlier, so I was like, let's combine these two decks together, and it's actually been working out pretty alright. There's still a lot more testing I want to do with this deck, and I'm going to get you guys replays for this, but right now I'm still, like, testing a lot, and I don't want to give you guys a false representation of what I'm going to use. So right now I only got the deck profile, but later I will have replays with it, so yeah, be excited for that. Yay, so let's get into it. We got triple dragon, triple dog, 3 girl, and 2 guy. So I think you guys already know what these all do. Hand manipulation, and they loop each other. Search the field spell, or distribute to draw or search. And you can actually search the best card in the deck, Fluorite, with this card. And that's really cool. She searches traps, mainly Vampire Awake. This one's actually really good. It gets... If you haven't seen one part of your if you've only seen the Lair stuff with Lilith, then this can get you to the vampire stuff, and that's what I really like. And then triple guy, so he's actually really good in here because of 2 cards. We got Shadow Vampire and we got Vampire Fluorite, and yes, I know I'm pronouncing it Fluorite, but the special summon restriction actually doesn't matter. Because so out of the current 5 games I've played with this deck, I went into the extra deck twice. And that was for Evil Storm Nightmare and Audrius. And that's like, the whole dark, you can't summon except dark monsters, doesn't actually matter. Because you're only summoning dark monsters. So it's like, I tested them out and like, just being able to kaiju and recur resources is actually really, really strong. But he is like a wolf bark, so you don't want to see him opening hand. You only want to see him when the duel keeps going on. And then we got double shadow, double familiar, double fluorite. This could actually be triple. This card's insane. You don't even have to like draw vampires for it to be good. You can just straight hard draw it, and you're never gonna die with it. This card's actually just incredible. And we got 1 brood to search the negation. At first I really wanted to play like double of this, but this one's actually just like, so familiar has value like reviving back after you get it once, because you want to see the vampires. Like, you only want to see the negation for, like, a handful of things, but you always want to see the vampires. So this is why I think Familiar's stronger. And, like, because you're not playing too many vampires, it's not all the time where you get to discard for them. So, yeah, I think 1 is fine. And we got 1 sorcerer. He's either a really shitty goblin zombie, or he's a really, really good... way to set up for shadow without actually giving up any resources. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then for the hand traps, triple ash. Now by the time we get this deck, Brandish is probably going to be tearing the TCG a new asshole. So this will probably be changed for something else, maybe like Droll Lock or another card. But yeah, we'll see about that. All depends on the ban list too. And then we got triple allure. So this is also questionable because one of the things I never like about Allure is that the only thing you're doing with Allure in a deck is giving up a play to potentially get another play. And at first I thought that wasn't very good, but at the end of the day, like, your hands can get sometimes congested with like shadow vampires and diaboloses, and it's like it helps you get to which engine you want to see better, because yeah, it helps because for the hands that don't have very much synergy with each other, this can help fix, and that's what I like. Double Lair of Darkness, only because you're already playing 5 copies of it. You don't really need it that much, and it's like you only want to see it once. That's the thing about the Lair deck. You only want to actually see Lair of Darkness once. Otherwise, all the other copies are just like worthless. They're just making your head more and more dead. So I was like, yeah, I'm not playing that many copies of it. So I don't, and it's been working pretty well. And then we got one reoccurring nightmare. So I've been switching the Duke Shade and this card a lot, because this is a +1. Duke Shade is commonly a +1. And it's like, yeah. So I've been switching in and out of these. But the difference is Duke Shade actually has applications outside of just getting back monsters. So because of that, I think 2 Duke, 1 recurring is better. And recurring is like even harder to activate, but it is very powerful when it resolves. Getting back like a Lilith and Shadow Vampire can just like put you so far ahead, it actually just doesn't matter. And we got 1 Foolish to dump any of the vampires or Diablos himself. Then an Upstart for consistency, just an extra less card, 39 card deck. Triple Awake. This is where the huge synergy comes in with the Lilith. Lilith can get you to the Vampire engine while you're already cycling through the Lair engine, and because of that, you get to set up for negations. You get to set up for just so many pluses. This is a very, very strong card in here. And like, searching Fluorite is pretty stupid. Like I said, this card's actually insane. I can't believe this literally has power creeped every battle hand trap before it. This card's insane. And then we got triple back to the front. So I was thinking about this a lot, because back to the front just works with both engines. Like, if you haven't seen any of the Lair, this still works with the vampires. If you haven't seen any of the vampires, this still works with the Lair. So I think this was the next best trap to put in. Best normal trap, I should say. Then we got 2 transients, searchable with Lilith, and just a very good card in general. And it's a hand trap, so it has applications when you're going second. And then 2 domination, because you don't want to play 3. You only want to search it, because if you just draw it without the vampire engine, it doesn't do anything. So yeah, just double that. And it's a hard once per turn too, so it's not like you ever want to actually see double. Side deck doesn't matter, just a bunch of Brandish hate in here. Extra deck, never made. Made once. I think I've made once, just because... No, I don't even think I've made it once. Never made. I don't think I've ever made. I've made once. Never made. Never made. Never made. Never made. Never made. I've made once just to get tokens off the field because I was winning so hard. I've made this once, but it wasn't the correct play. And I've never made, and I've never made. So, yep. That's the extra deck. It really is just tacked on there just because you can play one. It's like so like not important. I'm actually very surprised about that. So yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, if you got any suggestions, let me know. I am going to be posting gameplay of this deck here in the near future, probably within a day or maybe even today. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.